let's go balls deep into the. Oh shoot, that we're live when I just said that. Hey everybody, welcome to the Pedro and Hannibal YouTube channel. I was saying go balls deep into the show because we're about to start it, not anything else, right, Pedro?
No, we're balls deep. we're just balls deep. I hope you guys. I hope you guys are ready for the show.
We're very excited. It's been a while, and also in a matter of 2 days, we're gonna have Nas Magic 2
Bro,
dropping.
I
We're
had no
very
idea till
excited.
you sent me that text, or I was like, "What?" Like, I don't keep up. Like,
It's
any new drop of an album, it's typically Hannibal say, "Hey, did you know this is coming?" And it's like, Nas. I was like, "What?"
yeah.
So I'm super excited about Friday, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, Magic.
it's the internet, Pedro. I don't know if you know anything about it, but what you could do
Yeah,
is like look up
uh,
some shit, and then they
mm,
may pop out with some information.
yeah.
Now I'm talking shit. The only way I knew this because I follow 50 Cent on Instagram. He
Okay,
gave me, which is
got it, got
he's
it.
a good follow. I will say that he doesn't take himself seriously,
Yeah,
and he's super petty, and he gives props.
super
And
petty. He is super petty.
yeah, that kind of fits us to a certain degree, certain times,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And apparently he's going to be on. He's like, "Hey, you haven't heard me for a while," and I'm like, "Oh, yeah, it's nice." Every once in a while, 50 Cent comes in, drops like a verse or two. So
Yeah,
Nas is there. I don't even know how many tracks. I didn't see a track listing or anything like that. I think I may just not even look up anything. I'm just as
I'm
soon
gonna go
as
in blind.
midnight.
I'm going in
Yeah,
blind. I'm going in blind.
absolutely. Will this be? I'll ask this question: Do you think this will be the number one album?
No,
Number one.
for
No,
hip hop,
right? Like,
no, 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 no. I don't expect that of Nas.
yeah,
I don't expect that of Nas. Listen, he's on a run right now, so I don't know where my expectations are gonna lie. Because can he bring us another really, really, really solid out? Like he could, he can.
yeah,
I kind of expect it to, to be what he's been producing over the last. God, I guess it's been 6 years now or so. When he started to kind of really come
yeah.
back and give us something every. It seems like 9 months now or so that something's popping out. So
He's on a roll.
I mean, he's on a roll. So I'm excited, man. I can't wait.
Yeah, it probably won't it won't hit any of the records because he hasn't released a single. I'm sure he dropped maybe a song or two. I have to check, but the problem is when you're trying to get that mainstream appeal, you gotta drop something that happened a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah,
and then when your project hits, enough people watch it, or listen to it. But we'll see. I mean, I think it's going to be a solid album. He's staying consistent. It'll be really weird if the project would just fall out of and be mid, considering he's still with Hit Boy. He still got that
hmm,
production going on. He says I saw read an article a couple weeks ago about how he just has this creative mojo back. Like he's all in. Like I guess he found love into creating again. He's getting the props that he deserves. So I think it's going to be a solid, probably 4 out of 5. If just by me guessing, probably
yeah,
a solid 4 out of 5. If you just continue on what he's been doing, it'd be really hard for me to like think, oh, he's going to drop a 3 out of 5 album. It just,
no, yeah. I
I just
think
don't
you're
see
right.
it.
He's on his grown man shit right now. He's,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying. You can feel he's in a different era, even within himself, right? So he comes out. He's 17. He drops an album. It's a classic. He drops another album after very, very, very good classic. Some would say Stillmatic, and then he was away. Stillmatic, classic, and then he had after that was like some questionable albums. Seemed like he was making things. The passion wasn't there,
Yeah.
right? And then he comes back a little bit, makes a couple really good, another good solid albums, and then like this run he's on now, I feel like he just kind of like he's on his grown man shit. And he knows where he stands, and he's just doing what he wants to do.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like he has a record company or a label like, hey, I need you to do this album. He's doing it because he wants to, and I think that's why we're seeing some of the quality and the
Yeah.
consistency in the last 5 albums. I mean, it's crazy, right?
Yeah. Basically,
So
I don't know if it started with Magic. I like the albums before, like you said, you're a fan of the Nas. I think it was self-titled with him and Kanye producing. I thought it
that's
was
where it
pretty
kind of
decent.
started for me, and then he did the King Disease, the Magic.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So that's the run he's on in my book. So
yeah,
in the
super
last six
awesome.
years,
Compared to the some of the rappers we'll be talking about. Not well, I won't say that, but you see the title of the video.
I'll
It's the
say it.
top
I'll
five
say it.
rappers.
This
Top
was a
five
struggle
rappers.
for me, but
It was a
I'm
struggle for
gonna do
Pedro.
it.
I think Pedro texted me early in the afternoon saying I only have one rapper on my list. I'm like, cause I have I got a decent list. It's a struggle. I didn't realize like all of the rappers, like when we discussed this last week or a week before, I said, yeah, like at least have one idea. Like most likely, I thought, yeah, Tyler Creator, if he's under 30, which I'm like, he gotta be under 30. He still looks young. He's probably my number one rapper under 30. The guy
Yeah.
is phenomenal. The guy's talented. He's weird. If you're not into that weird stuff, you may not be into him. But the
He's
guy has
super
bars.
weird, but very, very talented. Kind of breaks the mold a little
Yeah,
bit. And I can appreciate that.
he's older. He's over 30.
Yeah.
He's 32 or something like that.
Yeah.
Travis Scott. Big fan of his music. Wouldn't necessarily think he's like the best rapper, but at this point, it's slim pickings. He's over 30.
He's
So
got
it's like
some tracks, though. He's got some songs that get you really.
Yeah, he's the biggest. He's a hit
Yeah.
maker, right?
Yeah.
His style, the flow, the package just
Yeah.
fits for his stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at rappers. I'm like, how old is he? Like, Soulja Boy would never be on my list. But I remember when he was young, and he's 32. Like all these rappers are old, like us.
Yeah.
Like you're thinking like, oh, these guys still look young. And obviously, when you have money and you have the best resources to maintain your looks,
and you're still maybe dressed in a certain way. You're portraying a younger lifestyle, right?
Yeah.
So I think there's some of that as well.
Like, do you know how young Lil Wayne is? Or how old Lil Wayne is?
30. I'm gonna hold up. 35.
No. No.
Older?
Yeah.
38.
40.
Lil Wayne's 40.
He's 40 years old. 1982.
When he was on the Cash, when he was part of the Cash Money Boys, right?
We were on the same age.
Yeah,
the same age.
I thought I was.
He was super young.
Years older. Wow.
Nah, bro.
He's 40.
Yeah, 40 years old. 1982. September 27th. I guess he's a Libra, like I am. I tell you. So it was a struggle. Wow. It was a bit of a struggle to find, like. But I think I have a decent set of rappers.
Yeah, I think we got a couple that are the same, and maybe I don't know. I struggled, man. I got one on my list. I got two on my list that I feel good about. The other ones are just there because they happen to fall under the age of 30. And then I'm looking, I'm like, oh, Jack Harlow's? Oh, no, fuck, I cannot put him on the list because I just can't. So
we'll get into it. We'll get maybe some honorable mentions. I don't know. We'll see.
Yes.
We'll see. But before I want to jump in, we haven't talked about the NFL in a minute, and I think it's actually a really interesting story with the running back situation. Let me put a pitch up of my boy Saquon right now, because
what's going on? What are they going to do with him? They're not paying him.
He's tight, man. Right now, they're not trying to pay him. He puts on Twitter, "It is what it is," and now it's multiple running backs that are not getting their deals. A lot of people are saying it's
top guys, like big names.
Yeah, it's like is the position not worth it? Yet their usage rate is high. People need a running back. Well, running back, it's going to be really difficult for the quarterback to do much, right? Just rush. I mean, let's be honest. The running back makes the job much easier for obviously the offense, obviously to block. So your best running backs can block. Sometimes you need to pick up that blitz where the quarterback can get obliterated. So it's like they're needed. Yet kickers get paid more than running backs. And how is that cool? Right? But
running backs they're more disposable in today's game. And the injury history is not on their side. So it's a business move. A lot of these running backs in the league for their prime might be 4 years. After that, there's a big drop off. And to pay a guy a lot of money when you can draft a guy that'll do something very similar to production, because these NFL is about schemes and it's very pass heavy right now. In the 80s, 90s, very run heavy. It's very pass heavy. So these wide receivers are making big money. They're usually able to have a longer career, stay healthier longer. That's where the yardages come in, touchdowns. Running backs can be very disposable. And I think that's why we're seeing that happen. But it's shocking because you got some big names out there that maybe you would think would deserve more money, Saquon being one of them, right? But he does have an injury past. He's coming off a good year, really, really good year, actually. But do you pay a guy max dollars for 4 or 5 years when you might only get half of that? That's really, really solid. I don't know. But kickers making more is weird because a good kicker is very valuable. However, there's only a couple 2, 3 that are like the top, and then everybody else is just kind of, you miss some, you make some, But kickers win or lose games, and sometimes
That's true.
the running back can do things within a game that might maybe lose or win a game, but that kicker at the end, how many times can we think in the playoffs somebody misses a kick, or they're trying to get in a certain range to maybe possibly kick a game-winning kick? Like, kickers are kind of important. I know that sounds weird, but I mean, they just
yeah, absolutely, you're right. They definitely are important, but what position is more important? You're running a team, Pedro. Who are what's the more valuable position? If you can get the best possible of those two positions, are you getting the best kicker or the best running back?
Like, are you asking me, do I want Saquon Barkley on my
Saquon
team,
Barkley
or do I want Justin Tucker from the Ravens?
Yeah, which one would you pick? Right?
And no, that's not that easy. I think Saquon's obviously a better overall football player, and but I'm telling you,
he gets hurt. He does
get hurt.
Yeah.
Justin Tucker is a Hall of Famer right now. He's a
maybe that's not that may not be a good comparison. I mean, Saquon will have to do a whole lot, not get hurt for a long time to get in the Hall, where kickers have the longest tenure of a job of all the positions. Kickers last the longest because they don't get hit, they don't get hurt. It's just mathematics. Like, right now, running backs have I looked this up actually. In terms of injuries, right? Running backs get hurt more. They're the highest risk of injury, and the injuries last longer than any other position. And that's based on, I think, what's called.
I'll tell you this right now. I would take Justin Tucker on my team before Saquon Barkley. That might sound crazy to you guys. I'm okay with that. Justin Tucker is going to win me more games. He's going to win me 3 to 4 games a year by kicking a game-winning field goal or something. That's what he does every year. Saquon might win me a game or two based on, and he did that last year, a touchdown at the end. So for me, if the money's not do you want to pay Saquon $100 million? No, you can't.
No, but a running back that can run for 1,000 or 12 or 1,400 yards and then catch and run for another couple hundred. That is a lot of offense. That's a lot of help. That's a lot of position that you're not able to get. And Saquon is a special player. I will say that. Absolutely. He gets hurt. He gets hurt. But he's when he you can tell he wants his money because last year he seemed like he was able to play without any issues. And I know the concern for the Giants, once I pay this dude, he's going to get hurt. Because also not the fact that he's going to give up and kind of wind it down. It's just a matter of time because they all get hurt. So it's just not Saquon. It's the dude from the Raiders. I forgot his name, Josh Jacobs, and Tony Pollard for the Cowboys. Let me eat, guy. Feed him more, guy. You just let him go, and you don't want to pay the other guy that was consistent. And so it's really just like a collective of the league saying, yeah, we don't really care. We don't care about running backs.
And I think a lot of teams right now have 2 running backs. You have to have 2 kind of guys, right? You got to have a decent backup. I mean, you just have to. And there's a few guys, maybe a Derrick Henry. He's been kind of consistent the last few years. Even Christian McCaffrey, the most talented running back, if you ask me.
He may be the highest paid.
Right, but he has a history of being hurt. Right, he just does.
Yeah, so he's getting $12 million. Actually, no, the highest is Atlantic Falcons rookie, Bijan Robinson. Yeah. I don't know if I pronounce his first name right. Bijan Robinson. He getting $13 million. Christian McCaffrey's getting 12, and Alvin Kamara that obliterated that guy on the face. He's getting $11 million dollars, which is good, right? I mean, at one point, who was getting 15, 17? It was Zeke. Zeke was good. I think he had that at one point, right?
Yeah, he had a good, but he's on the decline. They used him a lot.
So. Yeah, Bobby's right. Can't pay running backs based on past performance. That's like paying for a used car at a new car price. Sounds like women too. I'm kidding.
No, you're not.
No, not. Hector, what's up, Hector? Running backs usually last most 6 years. That may be even lower. Ezekiel, Zeke just they used the shit out of
But
him,
I'll
man.
tell you what, I had
He,
Ezekiel Elliott on my fantasy team last year. He did not have a bad year, but they used him with Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard was a lot more explosive. Ezekiel Elliott had good touchdowns last year. He didn't have games where he's rushing for 100 yards every game like he used to, but he was a goal line back. And he mixed him in with Tony Pollard. So you got to have two guys.
yeah,
Um, I think this year Tony Pollard's going to go off, and then he'll
but
probably get. He's
they
going to
don't
go
want to
off.
pay him, which is
So,
weird. It's kind
but
of like
he's going
they're
to go
like,
off. He's going to
yeah.
go off. He's going to have a good
So
year.
it and Hector Cena kickers last long, and that's it. It's like I feel like it's similar positions, even though they're not. Or they okay. So who would you pull out fast of quicker when a kicker is effing up or when a running back is effing up? If a running back
Oh,
fumbles the ball twice, or if the kicker misses two like bunnies, like
ooh,
under
yeah,
the
I
right,
don't
like
know. Yeah,
they feel like they both will you'll yank them both out
yeah,
just as fast. So maybe the positions are comparable when you think
yeah.
about it.
It's interesting. I mean, clearly for me, the quarterback's the number one position. That's
They're getting paid
obviously
the most. Yeah.
pass rush. You got to have a good pass rush, and you got to have good defensive backs, and then wide receivers. Those are the four positions in me that in my and offensive linemen. That's probably actually two or three, but running backs are sixth or seventh on the list for me. If I'm a GM
Yeah.
building a team, running back is not my priority because I can get a couple of guys in a draft or whatever, young guys, and have a couple of guys. So the Falcons have that right now.
Right.
They drafted a guy, they got three running backs, and the Falcons are going to have a crazy offense, right?
Yeah.
So for me, that's the running back position is just not as valued as it used to be. So
Yeah. I'm looking up the list of NFL positions and like their average salaries. So yeah, obviously the top quarterbacks. Obviously their average salary, they're getting 5 million a year. Defensive ends are pretty good. They're
so
making
the
good
pass
amount.
rush, yep.
Yeah, I might get a chance to check the rest out. But yeah, running backs are the lowest paid. So you have a kid that's athletic freak. He's in football, playing football in I don't know high school or something like that, or even a little younger. Why would you have him? Why would you have him be a running back? If if
Well, I
if, if
mean,
you if you think your kid is special and he's athletic and he may it's possible, would you say, hey, be a running back? Or you're like, hey, you maybe
I guess
all right, maybe try to do something else.
his size, his skill
Right.
set. What
Well, yeah.
for me, if I if I got like a big kid, hey, I'm offensive line, defensive line. If I
Right.
got somebody, fast with some moves, I'm gonna put him at wide receiver, defensive back. Running back would be I would that'd be, and that used to be the position that the best players in a football team typically played in high school. At least when I was growing up, the running
Right.
back was the top running back, linebacker, were your two most athletic guys in high school football, and I think that still stands to this day, right? So I think it's more about running back gets the ball a lot, kids want to have the ball, but yeah, I mean
Yep.
it's not as valued, especially going into the NFL because they'll just draft a rookie, keep them under the salary cap, kind of.
Yeah.
You can control that money, right, and then move on after the fourth year or whatever. And I think you see that a lot. So
Yeah. Hector talked about, well, let me look at this comment first. It's not as valued because you don't use the same running backs on every down. You have a
exactly.
few in the depth charts that can do different things. When you look at last time the Giants won the Super Bowl, which I always think about every once in a while, especially when I'm talking to Nova Dasher, if he's in here, or Nova Hustles, I'm sorry. They had Earth, Wind, and Fire. Yeah, I mean, they had Brandon Jacobs. They had what's the other
Bradshaw,
person?
Ahmad Bradshaw.
Ahmad Bradshaw. And what's the other dude? It's another one. Forgot. But
Mm,
Brandon Jacobs was like that big
Jacobs was
giant.
the big guy.
Oh
Yeah.
Ahmad Bradshaw was like a little bit of speed there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is very interesting. I don't know if this is a good look for the NFL because when you put the packages on your highlights, you show a kick or two, but you showing your running backs doing all the cuts and the cutbacks and the bursts of speed and all the cool stuff, and you give them $1 million a year, or the average is pretty low. It doesn't look great, but I understand, I guess, the reality of it, right? Like business is not personal or emotional; it's based on analytics. They look at the analytics. They're saying if the running back is the most hurt position and they're shelved the longest. And we all saw how Zeke looked bad. How
Mm-hmm.
what's the cat from the Rams that was there before they won?
Oh, Todd Gurley. Todd Gurley
Yeah,
was
they
a
paid
beast.
him,
Yeah.
and he kind of went down. So
Yeah.
Derek Ward, thank you, Hector. Yeah, he's more of a Giants fan. I am. He remembers the
I mean,
classic.
I don't remember Derek. I remember Jacobs and Bradshaw. I don't remember Derek Ward.
Yeah, I remember him. But the last time the Bears did anything. But anyway, let's continue.
Hey, hold up.
That was so
Hold up.
unnecessary.
Hold up. It's all right. Anyone likes to take shots. But listen, if we're going to talk running backs, Sweetness, one of the greatest of all time. I don't want to hear. I can just drop Walter
Nothing wrong
Payton.
with that. Yeah, I love
good.
one, but yeah, out of his shirt. I think it's still in the house. No, I'll take that back. But anyway, I guess. Do you think the Giants are going to get a deal? I don't know. Maybe eventually. I don't know.
And then I've heard people say, "Well, don't play." Right? I've heard people say, "Don't play." You know what? Your employer's not valuing you and what you do. Don't play.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a side that says that. I mean, it's tough because you're risking your body. So he doesn't get paid for a guaranteed contract. He goes out in week 2 or 3 or 4 and re-injures himself. Now he really ain't getting another contract. So now he really needs to do a whole season, be healthy, play well. The Giants need to play well as a team so that you see, okay, let's put some money behind this team, right? Yeah. A lot of things have to happen in order for him to get paid next year. So some would say, don't play. And save your legs. I think who's the back that did that? There was it Le'Veon Bell?
No, Le'Veon Bell did do that. Bell. They felt like, but also like it seemed like he did not make as much money as he thought. So it was actually and then also it seemed like he just never got back to that skill set.
He went to the Jets and then went to the Chiefs and just didn't.
Yeah, he just kind of flamed out. So again, that just could be just a shelf life of running backs. But we'll see. Would I pay a lot of, and even me we're just talking all this shit. Would I pay that much money to Saquon? No. So I guess I wouldn't.
You listen. The New York Giants need wide receivers.
Yeah. But if they don't have wide receivers, if they don't have that, they need him. Mm-hmm. Right? Like you need Saquon. If Saquon's not there and they still have an issue, then the boy that got paid, and he didn't get like a crazy amount of money.
If you think about the last few teams that have won Super Bowls, they do not have they have a stable of running backs. They do not have top running backs.
No.
They don't. They have receivers and quarterbacks, decent defense, good pass rush. Yeah. Running back, that's why the position is not valued. We're not talking to 80s and 90s, Emmitt Smith and Walter Payton. But but even like the running back position is good if you can keep a lead, like if you can get ahead, run the ball,
run the ball.
But that's not how today's game is played, right?
Yeah. But I still believe, like I agree with Hector. They kind of need him for the offense. Like you're asking a lot for Daniel Jones.
Absolutely,
he's gonna run his skinny white ass running around with no play action. Like we don't know this rookie or whatever they're gonna have. Like he's no threat. They're just gonna destroy Jones. So we'll see. I don't know, man. I am a little concerned. Giants had a pretty good season. You could say they overachieved. And really it looks like, we need to keep everyone happy. We need to keep everyone moving. So we'll see. Prayers up for my Giants. Me and Hector's Giants. We got to figure this all out. Let's just jump in. You want to talk about this NPC? We want to show you a little bit of this NPC stuff.
I do want to see it because I'm interested. I'm interested. Yes.
Okay. So let me explain it to you first before okay. So do you know what an NPC is?
Nope. No idea.
So NPC is something that is a phrase used in video games. When you play a video game, let's say you're playing some kind of it doesn't really matter what kind of game you're playing.
Multiplayer?
Let's say you're playing Grand Theft Auto, right? You have your little character, you're running around.
I played that.
You're the main character, obviously. The NPC is called non-playing character. So it's a person that you walk by, they'll say
N, not M. You said N.
Got it. NPC, not M. Yeah, I can't talk. So there's a trend that's going on TikTok that involves people, creators, live streaming themselves acting like automated characters with pre-written dialogue, similar to the video games, where they'll say the same thing over and over again. Like they don't really say this different thing.
I haven't seen this on TikTok.
Yeah, and it often use nonsensical phrases in response to gifts given by their audience. Money.
Yep.
So viewers are sending tips to the creator, and the creator will repeat the same dumb phrase over and over again. Now, I'm going to show you this really popular one. Her name is Pinky Doll. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna show you it's some YouTuber were talking about it.
Is she hot? Is she attractive?
I'll show you.
Okay.
Uh,
All right. I'm assuming she is. All right.
yes, she is.
Yeah,
Obviously.
because
Why
if I'm an attractive female, I'm on TikTok. I'm getting my bag.
Okay, so let me see if I can. Hopefully, the video has the sound. I know usually this has sound. So hopefully he doesn't speak, and then she'll just talk, and then you'll see exactly what I'm talking about here. Let me see if I got everything correct. Okay.
Grab, 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 grab. Coconut, so good. Grab, 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 grab. Balloon, grab. Ice cream, so good. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Okay. Do you understand anything?
I
that
have
you understand
seen.
any of
I
that?
saw a woman this past week. She had a cucumber or something in her hand, and she was doing not sexual stuff with it, but she was doing the same repetitive motion.
Yes. Yes.
And that's exactly what I'm getting. Yes, I've seen
Yeah.
this, but I didn't know what it was. I
So
just dismissed it. I had no idea what it was.
yeah. So this is what's happening. Um.
Coconut, so
So
good.
people are
Coconut,
paying her
so
to
good.
repeat this.
Balloon.
It
Is she just reading emotes and chat?
yes, that exactly, sir. Now, Pinky Doll is very, very popular. And I did a deep dive.
Mm-hmm.
She has OnlyFans. She's a porn star.
Of course she has. Of
Full
course.
scenes.
Yeah.
I didn't pay. I did not pay. Just letting you guys know before y'all think I pay. No, listen, don't pay for porn because
thought
people will
about it.
just take the videos and put it on Twitter. So
Yeah,
there, you know
listen,
where I found them.
if you're paying for pornography or some kind of why? It's
Because they're
everything.
paying for that connection to the creator.
Yeah,
It's a
that's really
simpy-ish, sad
That's super simp, super Scion
situation.
simp. Yeah, that's crazy.
Which is it is what it is. I mean, there's nothing else you can say. This is
Yeah,
what's
it is what
going
it is.
on. So actually, her TikTok is over here. Let me show you more.
And
But
so
yeah,
she's just using TikTok as another form of revenue, basically.
she may be making more on doing this goofy shit than actually porn. Because at this one point, porn is pretty
Hi
much
guys, it's your girl Pinky Doll. I heard a lot of people saying they have seen me in TV, like in news and everything, but I could not find the video. But if you have it, please send it to me because I need it. I want to see it.
she sounds weird. That's not how she sounds. She sounds like she's from the islands or something like a very island accent.
That's what she sounds like to me, but is that real or is that fake?
It could be fake. She put her age as she's 19.
Yo, y'all need to stop coming after me because I never say I create NPC, but I did.
She's not 19. She's older than 19.
No,
she's
she's
saying
20.
19 because it's men or girls. You know what I'm saying?
That, thank you, Paige. I was gonna say that. So on her social media, she says she's 19. She's really 27. And then on Twitter, she put 15. So she's listen. Don't hate the player. Hate the game.
No, I don't hate her.
No. And and you could see her performing sexual acts. She does break character every once in a while. Apparently, Timbaland went into her live stream. She stopped everything to talk about Timbaland. Oh, there he goes. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But for question for you, Pedro, is society over? Like, should we just start over? What do you think?
We're getting close. Every day we're inching closer. We're inching closer to doomsday, Terminator, salvation. Yes, it's a little scary. Some of the movies that were made before, like the Idiocracy movie, you've seen that probably.
Oh
right?
yeah, that's a class.
Okay.
It was so effing funny.
but some of these things are happening.
Yeah,
they're happening. The way we're living is very virtual, very social media like, very anything you want, whatever experience you want. If you have the money for it, or even if you don't, but you'll figure out a way to pay for it, you can have experience that you want. So the AI is getting. We've talked about it, and you've really put me on the game of AI. I don't know a lot. I'm learning.
Don't worry. In 2 weeks, I'm gonna show you a bunch of shit.
What I've seen in just the last month or so, it's like, what is going on? And now they're getting to the point where I've seen conversations and executives and companies talking about AI with celebrities. So imagining a show that you really like, and the characters, they obviously get old. Okay, think of a good show: The Sopranos, Breaking Bad, whatever, popular show, right? And the characters get old, the shows end.
They may die. The characters may not even
die.
be.
May die, exactly, right? But now with AI, those shows could be on forever. They don't
Yeah.
even need the actors, the deep fakes.
Yeah.
It's getting crazy, man.
Bruce Willis signed away his likeness or
Yeah.
something, basically allowed them to use it because he has a really rare form. I forgot what it is. I think it could be Alzheimer's, something
Or
where
dementia
he's
or Alzheimer's. He's got something.
where he's slowly is losing his faculties. So he did
Yeah.
sign a contract, at least before he were not able to. He did that. Like, yeah, all right, that's your decision. As long as the person who is actually the real person signs it, cool. Ice Cube talked about this. I saw in a random interview. He's talking, and he's like, if someone makes a song with my voice as an AI, that's not my song. It's like, yeah, AI is important. It may help the process, but he was like, once you take the paintbrush away from the painter, then what are we doing? Like, if the machines is doing all the work, then that's not. You may have Ice Cube's voice or Kanye's voice or Michael Jackson's voice. There's tons of Michael Jackson AIs on YouTube. That's not Michael Jackson.
No.
Would he sing those lyrics? Would he be singing "Balling" from Roddy Ricch?
No.
No, he wouldn't. He would not cover that song. So why is he
No.
covering the song? You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I have some faith in this. People are talking about this is Hector's ready for the Big Bang. He's out. He's ready to go. That
coming.
that TikTok NPC thing is a fetish. I think it's just a weird new thing. There's no way this woman's going to do this forever. Eventually, like, all right, this is kind of
a
boring.
trend.
It's a trend. It's okay. If you're silly enough, or you just goofy enough to keep having her say the same thing 15,000 times, cool. Yeah. That's your money. Do your thing. But it's fine. We'll find another goofy trend that we'll be complaining about. I think it's fine. You're going to, listen, she's a very attractive woman. People are going to pay her to do all types of things that they may not pay me and you. Now, we can try it. Now, imagine, hey, Pedro, pretend to be NPC, and you may get, I don't know, $10,000 a week. Would you try it?
Yes.
Okay, so, like, it's not
I'm not going to lie. Yeah. Hold on. $10,000 a week. It's a lot of money. Okay.
It's possible she's making a lot of money. I got to look at exactly how much money she's making.
I would try it. I would do it for a week or two and see, I mean, that's a lot of money. $10,000 a week to go. She has about
$500,000 subscribers. She's streaming probably a couple of thousand, even a few hundred paying every time she decides to do this thing. She's making, life-changing money.
Exactly. So I think we have to understand that the AI and the way that people are starting to make money and capitalize on opportunities is changing very quick. And every day it's something different. It just is. And there's things that are happening right now that we don't even know about, and we won't know about till next year. But there are people that know about it, and they're starting and they're thinking about it.
Yeah,
and that's okay. I mean, the world and society has always moved in that way. It's just moving faster now, but we've always tried to figure out what's the next thing. What could I sell? What can I sell? That's what we've been doing that since the beginning of time. Everybody is selling something.
Yeah.
Okay. So sometimes people are more cutting edge and they got a little more balls, or they're better looking and they do it and others can't. And that's okay. Yeah. I got no hate. I got nothing but love for if she's taking care of herself or her family or whatever. Like I'm for it. We just have to understand that it's always going to be something. There's always going to be a certain amount of people that are willing to pimp themselves out for something. Okay.
Yeah.
And others that won't, because maybe the money isn't important to them for whatever reason. And that's okay too. But the AI stuff, man, we have to be willing to accept it. Because if you don't, you're just going to sit in the sidelines and you're not going to have much left over. So I think we have to figure out how to welcome it without it like taking over everything. Right. I think there has to be, life is about balance. Right. So, you don't want to have AI take over everything in your life, but you have to incorporate it. And because it's here, it's not going anywhere. So,
and the thing is, that's just her talking and people paying her money. Yeah. It just for some reason works on TikTok live stream, which I guess I thought only Instagram did a live stream, but I guess at this point you can live stream on every damn platform. So there's just her talking and saying the same thing. There's other people doing it. Some that look like they're AI. Like there's this one Asian woman that's doing it, and she looks fake. Her movements, like, Pinky is just a hot chick talking about ice cream, yum yum. But it's like ones that look like, oh, if you played a video game, you think that's a character in a video game. Like she's putting at least the effort to look exactly how you're supposed to look as an NPC character. But it's weird.
It is weird.
And the hope for our future, and I'm sure she's under 30, and we're gonna be talking about some rappers, the top rappers that she's probably listening to that are under 30, and Pedro's not listening to them. He struggled with this list. This may be the worst list.
I'm gonna be completely honest because I just can't not. I had to do a Google search because that's just what I do, right?
Well, yeah. I don't know.
Google search top rappers under 30 and look in. I know these guys. All right. The second list I looked at, the first 11 rappers, I hadn't heard of them. And the first name were all Lil, L-I-L.
Old man Pedro.
Okay.
Come on out.
And then I finally got to, okay, I know that guy. And I'm just looking at these guys like, damn. And I'm thinking, I had a moment like, all right, so when I was in high school, I'm listening to DMX and Jay-Z and Nas and Big Pun and Biggie and Pac. Like, the era will never be that good, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's the golden age. It just will never be that good. But I'm thinking to myself, okay, so when these guys were doing their thing, how did the old heads think about them? The guys that listen to Rakim and Kumo D and KRS-One and Grandmaster Flash, like, were they looking at Jay-Z and Nas and like these guys were clowns?
I would say, I mean, unfortunately, you can't. I don't know the whole scope of things, but I knew in my neighborhood with my father, which obviously he was born in 1957 or something like that, so he's old. He's old as shit. He played all the latest rappers. He was playing Jay-Z. He was playing.
He liked them. He appreciated.
I couldn't tell you old dudes who didn't like. I couldn't tell. Maybe if they're a little older, like even older than my father, that tired of why you guys rapping about drugs and gangs and stuff like that. Like maybe a little older, but if you in your 20s, 30s, 40s, nah, I don't think so. I think it was so good. Everyone was. I couldn't tell you walking into a barber shop or walking down the street, everybody was playing it. So I think it was the quality. But I couldn't tell you. I don't know your experience, like the old, when you're your age, in high school. Did the older cats didn't play those things, those songs, those artists?
I think they probably did.
Yeah.
I think you're probably right. So I feel like the drop off has been real steep.
It's a tragedy.
And I don't know what I don't know what to blame it on, because they're not all bad. But I'm saying I just easily named 5 or 6 guys. And I could have named another 10 or 20. I can't do that right now.
No.
I struggled to get to 5. You understand what I'm saying? So if we're doing this podcast back in 97, fuck, I'm like, I cannot only pick 5. Like, it's not, I'm leaving out too many guys. I'm leaving out Black Dog. I'm leaving out Redman, Method Man. I'm leaving out a lot of guys that are super talented, right? Because they're not even cracking my top 5 or top 10.
No.
I'm leaving out Common. He's not in my top 5 for that era, right? So, and these are valuable like MCs. I'm struggling to write down 5 names.
Yeah. Hector says all these rappers do the same. They drink lean, pop pills, smoke weed, try to use their last 2 brain cells to rhyme. Since the new generation don't know what rap actually is.
Drugs. I think the lean and the pills definitely.
That didn't help because back in the day, I think Fat Joe said this. Like we rapped about drugs, but we rapped about crack. We didn't smoke crack. we didn't
well,
smoke crack.
They might have been dealing crack, or might have been rapping about seeing the neighborhood guy do
but
that.
But
they weren't doing it. Yeah.
What you did was smoke weed and drink. Yeah. So I'm sure there are probably a lot of alcoholics and people are into weed, addicted to weed. But when you're addicted to pills and lean, first of all, you can die. I mean, DJ Screw, the guy who made a sound that made it sound like you're on lean, he died from drinking it. You know what I mean? Like,
have you ever tried lean? Have you ever been around somebody?
No, never been around even the idea.
Would you try it? Would you try it? I know it's a very down south thing, but would you do that?
Nah, maybe.
What is it? It's like a purple cup shit. It's like a mixture. They
take they take cough medicine and then they put like soda in it. You will die because it's not something you should be doing.
But isn't it supposed to? They're taking like cough medicine that's supposed to make you tired and sleepy, and it's like a numbing.
It slows you down. Yeah,
It slows you down. Yeah.
but it's not something that it can, like I say, it can kill you. I mean, it's really powerful medication. A lot of, not to a point. That's why now there's so many issues where if you just go get some cough medicine at the damn store, everything's
ID.
locked up. ID. Ben, how many you trying to take? What you taking? 2-3 bottles? No, I can't do that. We
Yeah,
trying
but
to make some
wasn't we're fans of Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne was rapping about that shit.
Lil
He's
Wayne
doing the
has
late.
he has that Willie Nelson brain and power and constitution.
That's a good analogy.
He can
He
just
is Willie Nelson.
absorb shit and then doesn't die. Him,
You know
Mick
what?
Jagger.
He
what's
is
the
the
other
Willie
ones?
Nelson of rap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. He is.
There's a bunch of rock stars that took Ozzy Osbourne. I think he's finally slowing down.
Those guys,
That dude must have took so much drugs and didn't like don't die.
Yeah,
Right?
crazy,
Some people
crazy.
got it.
Yeah.
But I don't think most do. But let's just jump in and I
Yeah,
want
let's
to talk
get
about
into
this one rapper before because he is 30 years old. So he's not really a pirate. We said under 30, but I want to talk about him because we have talked about it before. And I'm still asking what happened. Chance the Rapper. Chance the Rapper is 30 years old.
Yeah.
He, that mixtape, the mixtapes were amazing. 10-Day, Acid Rap, even the coloring book. I think that was an album, I don't know if it was a mixtape, but it came out a couple of years ago. The dude can rap. And I felt like he was like he became Hollywood and he just cared about reality shows. And the last album, The Big Bang, that was really bad album. And we don't look at he just fell off. He fell complete. He was with Kanye.
Yeah.
And Kanye can make they did some great stuff together. Have you explained what happened to Chance the Rapper?
I think he got famous quickly, won Grammys, doing Doritos commercials at the Super Bowl. I think he just wasn't as hungry. Maybe
he was like, "Fuck it, I made it."
He's I got family,
he's
I
good.
got my money, I'm good. Yep, I think he's not. I think he's just not. But he's somebody I can see in a few years coming back and dropping a classic.
You
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think he's just in that phase right now. So but I didn't. Chi-Town. He's from Chi-Town. I couldn't put him on the list. He's 30, so that kind of sucked because I would have had him on the list. But
I just thought he made a lot of really. But I think what happened is he got into Hollywood and it's easier once you kind of in and they like you and he seemed like a pretty cool dude. He doesn't say or do anything weird. He's not problematic.
No, he's
super on coaching shows.
He's very he's very measured and very just with it. And he's got his family. He's got his girl. He's just doing his thing. I think the rap game is he doesn't need it and probably not hungry for it. So he's chilling. So
fair enough. Okay, man. Do you want me to go first with some honorable mentions?
Please,
some guys that no one's gonna know.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going through it. I got solid 3. My solid 3, I would say 4 really good. I'm confident. I mean, these guys can compete with even the guys that we're talking about. But there's this one artist that I'm gonna have in my honorable mentions. You may not know who he is, but he's from New York City. I didn't know. Damn it. Yeah, of course, right? Lil Tecca. Now, you guys may not know who Lil Tecca is. Should I get a picture? It doesn't matter. It's a guy. He has dreads. Every young rapper has dreads up to here, and then they stop growing. I don't understand it. My hair grow. I gotta understand it, but they stop. The hair just stops growing. Anyway, he makes really good, catchy rap songs. I wouldn't even. He's like a singer rapper. He came out with Ransom. You may have heard that one. He had a mixtape called "We Love You, Tecca." You've heard his songs. He can mix up with some Afro beats with some of the music. He's a good songwriter. I wouldn't put him with Juice WRLD or anything like that, but he talks about relationships. He's a decent rapper. I would not say he's trash or anything like that.
He's an honorable mention, or are you in your 5?
He's in my honorable mention.
Got it.
I think he's a solid dude. I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't say, yo, Pedro, check him out. Because Pedro wants. Yeah. He won't listen to let's say Black Thought. Okay, man, I can't help you with that. Lil Tecca is more like radio play. Yeah, the radio play. You would listen to it. You're not gonna this is trash. I think the guy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna turn it off, but I'm not looking for it.
No,
but if it comes on, I'll be like, it's cool. I could.
Yeah. Do you have any honorable mentions? No. Okay, so let me go to the next one.
No, actually,
okay, go ahead.
I do have one honorable mention. Corday. Is that his name? Yeah, Corday. I listened to a
Really,
little bit of
he
his stuff.
is
Yeah.
in my top.
Okay,
list.
so I got him in my honorable mention. I could have put him in, but who I have at 5 or whatever, they're very similar.
Okay.
But I know more. I know a little bit more about who I have in my top 5. But
Okay.
very solid, very talented. I
Yeah.
do enjoy some of his stuff. So he's
Yeah.
he's my one honorable mention.
Okay, well, we'll talk a little bit more. I think he's very talented. But
Yeah.
the next one, okay, he is a Juice World knockoff, but the guy is extremely popular, and the songs work. I mean, he's extremely popular. His name is the Kid Lil Roy. You ever heard of him?
I have heard of him. Very pop, very pop.
Very pop,
but he is very talented.
And apparently he worked with Juice World, so it's not like Juice World passed and he just came out of nowhere. Apparently, and he gets a lot of good I guess that samples features on these albums.
Yeah.
And will he ever come on and be on the radio, you know, in a hood? No,
but he's gonna be on a pop. He'll be on the pop charts.
Yeah. He apparently he's 19, extremely from Australia. He was born in 2000. No, he's 20. 2030. No, he's 2003.
That's crazy.
Jesus. So he's going to be up there. I will say that he's more talented than Jack Harlow. I will go with that.
Yeah,
one.
He's more talented. He's not as popular, but he's more talented. Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
And I think he's pretty decent. Would he ever be like my top 5 of anything rapping? No. But I could recognize, like I said, we could recognize the talent. So that's my 2. Other than that, you know,
like
it is
that.
what it is.
That's a good 2. That's a good 2.
But yeah, let's just jump in. Let's just jump in with number 5.
All right. So Roddy Ricch is number 5 for me.
Okay.
I like Roddy Ricch. He has a couple bangers, very commercial friendly. I like his energy. I've listened to a little bit, not a lot of his, but he's deserving enough in my top 5. He's not somebody that I don't have an album of his downloaded in my phone. I don't listen to him. I don't search to listen for him, but there are a few songs when they come on. I like the vibe. I like the energy. He's in the top 5.
Yep. So for me, number 5 is Don Toliver. Do you know who he is at all?
I do. Yes.
Okay. So he's, to me, a singer rapper, but there's a lot of style with his stuff. I think he's from Houston as well with Travis Scott. I think a lot of his style, Travis Scott kind of picks up on. He raps, talking about relationships. Not necessarily talking about gang shit. Like, he's not necessarily thugging it out or anything. He's talking about relationships, talking about, being rich and famous and dealing with women, doing drugs, dealing with these hoes. Mm-hmm. I like it. I like his style. I like his flair. He's definitely more interesting now than Future, which I feel like Future kind of fell off. He's just repetitive.
Super repetitive.
For Don Toliver, I believe that's how old. I didn't write down the ages, but I definitely know he's under 30. I think he's 29. He just popped in Houston, Texas. Pretty good. Again, I would not send any songs with that to Pedro, but he sings good hooks. So if I get a good rapper and he's on the hook, kind of like a Nate Dogg kind of thing, it works. He can sing good hook. He has good hook because again, he's more of like a singer rapper guy. So I got him at number 5.
Okay, I like that. Number 4, Lil Durk.
You like Durk?
A little. I'm starting to appreciate him a little bit more.
He's a little thugged out there, but
a little bit. But the All My Life song, I kind of like that vibe. It's kind of corny, but it's got J. Cole. I like the song.
He's a big deal. Lil Durk is a big deal.
Lil Durk's a big
deal. The people like him. Yeah,
I gotta have him in the top 5. I got him at 4. Lil Durk.
Yeah, 4. Okay. My number 4 is maybe you guys know who this person is. Earl Sweatshirt.
Nope.
It's okay.
Let me guess. He's your neighbor. He's in Brooklyn.
No. He's from Chicago. 29 years old.
Never heard of him.
He's a part. He was kind of part of the hip hop collective Odd Future with Tyler the Creator. You should check out some of his songs. The dude can rhyme.
What's his name
again? Earl Sweatshirt.
Okay.
Same
Earl
thing.
Sweatshirt.
Dreads only going up to like one part of his hair. Guy can't grow dreads. I don't know.
Are all of is your whole top 5? Are they all gonna have dreads? Look at your list.
Holy shit!
They
It's
do.
possible. No, one doesn't, but he may have had it.
He's had them
Yeah.
before, hasn't he?
Young
Yeah.
kid, everyone has dreads, but I think it's
No,
it's
not
interesting.
everybody has dreads. Some people have the low fades, the balls. Like not everybody has dreads.
Nah,
Like
everyone. I got
nowadays,
dreads popping
everybody
out of my
does?
head. Yeah, all the black kids have it.
Should I get dreads? I mean, my hair's kind of long.
No, you're
Okay.
good, man.
That was a joke. I would never.
Yeah, I would say his debut album was Doris, Doris, was released in 2013. So he's
Is that
been
like
in
his
the game
mom's
for quite
name
a
or
while.
something? Doris?
Probably.
Probably. Yeah.
It's similar to Tyler the Creator. So if you kind of like Tyler the Creator's offbeat, but there's rhymes there. There's he's talking about other things. There's some emotion there. There's some art. As much as being nerdy by saying that, you would like Earl Sweatshirt. The guy can rhyme, and he's been on many songs with many other rappers. So I got him on my number 4.
Okay, I like it. I'm gonna check him out. You said Earl the Sweater. No,
Earl Sweatshirt.
Earl Sweatshirt, same thing.
Oh man,
I got
he's an Earl Sweater guy. I like him a lot.
Get off my lawn, please. All right. Vince Staples, number 3. I'm starting to learn a little bit more about Vince Staples. I got him at 3. I haven't listened to a lot of his stuff, but
a few of what I've heard is pretty good.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
But like I said, I struggled with this list. Now my top 2, I have they were easy to pick. The 3 I just mentioned, I had to do some digging on those, right? But I got Vince Staples at 3. He's kind of up and coming. I think he's on a lot of people's lists. I got him at 3. So
okay, I'm gonna do an audible right now because you already talked about Corday.
okay.
I'll just talk about real quick. Corday, check out the Lost Boy album. Actually, he was nominated for Grammys in 2020.
Yep.
The guy could rap. He's very talented. Check him out. I would
changed his name. He was part of a crew, right?
He was another hip hop creative, YBN, but he left the group. And he was the most talented guy in the group. He was the most talented guy, so it kind of makes sense. He needs to move on with himself. But you definitely want to check him out. But I don't. My other 2 is so high up there that I can't F with it. Yep. So if my number 3 is Baby Keem. Baby Keem was eventually going to be a star. He's already a star, but I think so. The dude he's goofy. Some songs is like you could tell he's a young person.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's all about getting laid, and but it's not. It's a little bit more than just I'm a thug or anything like that. Like you could tell there's like he's becoming more mature with the music. But in terms of his talent, he holds his own with Kendrick. That's one song of there's a few songs they actually have together. When someone young,
he's on
like
Mr. Morale's album, right? Maybe Keem.
Yeah, if someone that young can hold his own with Kendrick, that's pretty good. Not saying like he's getting out rapped by him or anything like that, but Baby Keem, and he also got a little of that Juice WRLD pop kind of flavor with some of the songs, and he's 22 years old.
Yeah,
it's a bright future, baby. That's why I had to put him in 3.
You sent me his album months ago, maybe even a year ago. I remember that. I was listening, like, I like some of it. Like it's not bad, But I wouldn't like look out for that kind of music, right? So if somebody sends it to me, I can appreciate it, right?
Right.
But it's not something I'm like looking for necessarily. But I can appreciate the artistry and what they're what these new guys are doing. So.
Oh, no wonder. That's Kendrick Lamar's cousin.
Is it? Oh, that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Listen,
okay.
Put up the comment from Hector.
Oh yeah, Hector. Appreciate Hector for coming through and sticking out. Saying like seasonal product from all these. But it's funny we say that. But before we knew what a Jay-Z was, like, what's a Jay-Z? What is that? You know what I mean?
Bro.
Like a DMX.
Yeah.
Like, Big Pun is a cool name. Notorious B.I.G., that's a cool name.
Yes.
But we have some goofy names that we kind of just, like great rapper name, Busta Rhymes. Phenomenal rap name, right?
Yeah. Big Punisher. Shout out, R.I.P. Big Pun. God.
Those are some good names, but there's some goofy names that we kind of just they're pretty good still. F it,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the little thing is played out. I don't know why they keep using the little thing. It needs to move over. Unless you're little, be little.
It's weird though, because women do it too. Just little, like
and they're all little. So it doesn't right, like for most women. So I don't know.
It's just weird. It's just weird. I'm trying to figure out who was the first Lil. Lil Kim? No.
I'm sure. Okay,
she's got to be
first.
Who was the first Lil
in their name? First rapper with little in their name. Okay,
Little Kim's got to be one of the first.
Funky 4+1 member, Little Rodney C.
Never
1979 hit.
Never heard. Never heard.
Well, I know you didn't listen. You don't care about rap before 1990.
No, I don't.
Yeah, apparently it came more frequently in the 90s with Lil Fame and Lil Kim, but apparently, you don't remember Funky 4+1? You never heard of that
no,
group?
Never. If you played something, I would remember it probably, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne probably started a lot.
You've heard Rapping and Rocking the House. No,
I'm sure.
Actually, let's play it.
Play it.
Yeah, let me see. Rapping and Rocking the House. I've heard this song before. It's funny how they say like later on rappers started to look feminine. But you look at some of the rappers in the 70s and 80s with the tight clothing on, like we tend to forget.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see. Just leave it 70s.
Doesn't sound familiar to me.
No.
This is the way we rock the house. Sure enough, everybody gonna
I'm good. Listen, I can appreciate
you don't
story.
appreciate the origins of hip hop at all.
That shit
it came
like
from the thing that you hate. You don't like disco, but without disco,
no,
like it didn't start. Like it wouldn't happen. It's just you gotta appreciate some dancing.
It's just like dun. It's like I'm just snapping my finger. No, I'm good. No.
Yeah, like hip hop, hippity hop. Like where do you think that came from?
I don't care. I don't like it.
But yeah, that was the first little one.
I don't like it. All right, let me get to number 2. Denzel Curry is my number 2.
That's pretty good.
Hannibal put me up on game on him last year or so, and really like him a lot. Lyrically, he's different without like trying to be too different. He's like, you could tell he's just kind of himself and very good storyteller. Really, really like Denzel Curry. He's number 2 for me.
Okay, so my 2 is gonna. I bet you I already know your number 1. So I'm gonna just say my number 2 is Denzel. I think this list is all over the place. No, 1 and 2 could be interchangeable, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna talk about Denzel Curry. Like he has put so much music out, so much music. You can dive and listen to Denzel Curry all day, and he can rap like he does the regular like rapping thing, but a lot of it is really like mixed with rock. He's screaming sometimes. It's like super high energy music. Yeah. So you could check out a lot. Like I think the last album he did was kind of laid back. The last one he just put out with Walking
compared
the Big
Hit, other stuff. Yeah.
Compared to others, like he's screaming and going all in. Like you listen to Imperial. That's one song. He is just, I don't know, he's out of voice. So he's screaming and the way he's just getting all energetic. I heard his concerts are super like high energy. People just lose their minds. So I gotta check him out live. But Denzel Curry, yeah, definitely. I know he's about to hit 30. Just really, really talented. You should check out his music.
Absolutely.
I haven't heard anything and heard it like this is whack. Like, no, the guy is super, super talented from Miami, which is interesting because he doesn't sound like any.
He doesn't sound
Miami
like a
rapper.
typical, stereotypical Miami guy.
No,
right?
no Kodak Black vibes, no Trick Daddy, nothing. Rick Ross or whatever. He's more talented than all of them. So, but yeah, big fan Denzel Curry. And I can tell you, I guess we could talk about your number 1 because it's part of the same.
Yeah, Little Baby.
Get out of here.
No, that's my number 1.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
I didn't even put him in.
So he's under 30, and for me, he's a very popular.
This is surprising, though.
No,
Okay,
yeah, no,
I didn't even think of Lil Baby. Wow.
no, he's
Yeah.
under things like 28. And to me, lyrically, he's progressed. He's got,
I agree.
he's done features with Drake and a lot of people, and he outshines them typically. He goes in, man. I am a Little Baby fan. He's the one guy I can listen to that is of this new age that I'm not annoyed by.
The
And
kids love him.
he's kind of all over with like his topics. Sometimes he's rapping about a lot of different things, but I like Little Baby, man. I've said it before. I'll say it again. He's the one guy I can listen to, and his vibe is the energy's good. The feature he did, Wants and Needs. I mean, he with Drake, he went off on that. He's got bars in that song.
Yeah. Drake should have rewrote his shit.
Drake should have rewrote his shit. The Little Baby went off, and like listening to that, it's like, damn, like the talent is there.
Yeah.
And it comes across really effortlessly for me. So I'm a Little Baby fan. He's the best
he's
rapper under 30.
I think like maybe 2 years ago he was like the most improved, right? Like he wasn't a guy like when you first hear him in Indeed, all the few like I guess the more popular songs that he came out. I'm like, all right, but I didn't think he was gonna last because Drake.
He's got better. That's what I meant. Progression.
Yeah,
he has gotten better, and I can appreciate that because he could have went down the path of like these other guys, right?
Exactly.
And but he didn't. He's cultivating his skill. He's becoming I wouldn't say he's an MC, but he's a rapper. Right. He's not just some guy out here in the new age. So that's why I kind of appreciate him because I feel like he's getting better, and I think he's gonna actually drop albums in the next, let's say, 5 years that will be better than definitely. What we've seen. So that's why I enjoy him as well. So
you know what? I will give you that one. I should have had him on my list.
He should have been.
I didn't think a Little Baby. It's been a minute since I checked him out. To be honest, maybe that he just hasn't been. He wasn't in the periphery.
It's been a couple years since he's been kind of like, but he had a run. It was about a year. He was on top of the game. About 2020, 2021. Like, yeah, for sure.
All right, so I'm a little disappointed because I thought we'd be both yelling about the same guy, but it's fine. I think that my number one is better than Lil Baby.
Okay, I must be missing somebody then. Yeah,
and you should. Well, it's sad you missed him because he's from New York City. 28 years old, Joey Badass. Joey Badass was my number one guy. From the first album, 1999. The guy is just really good, man.
He is good.
Even the last album he came out the last year. Actually, the studio. I guess the mixtape was 1999, and then the studio album, B4 DA, 2015 was really good. The guy just, I've never heard a bad song. He talks about the issues in the community. He holds his own. Like some people don't really put him in there with the Kendrick and J. Cole. I do. And when Joey Badass drops the album, I will probably text you and tell you check it out. I think the last time we checked out of his was pretty good.
I did, but I haven't gone down anything beyond that extensively, so I probably should.
Yeah. But he's from that New York City vibe. That's what I'm saying. You asked me like, does everyone have dreads? I'm like, yeah, I think maybe all the people that I have may have had dreads. He may have cut his off. These pictures are old or whatever, but I would give you that. I should Lil Baby should have been in there because he lyrically is as talented as the guys that we talked about.
Yeah.
But once I realized Joey Badass was not over 30, I was like, yeah, he's probably.
I might have assumed that he was, so maybe that's where I missed. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Like
he's been in the game for a long time.
Yeah, so I didn't even think I didn't have him on my radar. Yeah.
I would say for all these rappers, who I listen to the most is Denzel Curry and Joey Badass.
Right.
A little bit of Don Toliver. I don't listen to Chance anymore. And Baby King. Like I still go back to that album, the melodic Blue.
Yeah, it's a good one. That's the one you sent me. It's a good album.
Good album. Yeah, it's a little poppy. They got some songs that you probably would hear on a pop station. Like they try to put some little rap in there, but he's pretty good.
Bro, Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Nah, man, not at all. Now,
you know what though? They play that motherfucking shit in the hood.
That's what I'm saying.
Tekashi
Before,
6ix9ine played
not
in the
now,
block.
not no.
He's played on the block.
You can't play it right now.
Not
You can't-
now, but
you-
they were.
back in where he's from, Bushwick,
Yes.
that little area, a lot of Hispanic community is heavy in there.
Yep.
You put Billy on because first of all, I liked his high energy raps. It's all the weird stuff that he effed up with.
Yeah.
I mean, no, lyrically he was not there, but the
But
style,
it gets you hype. It's
the
a hype. It's a very
yeah.
hype hood music.
Yeah.
On the block,
Screaming
that,
for no fucking reason.
just-
On
yeah.
just like, what's
Yeah.
wrong with you? He looked different, he acted different, and
Yeah.
then he just I'll give it to you, Hector. He is screaming. I'll give it to him. Yeah. I can't remember. I'm not even gonna try to, but I'm not gonna try to act like or try to imitate it. It hurt my mouth. But no, he's not. He's not the best rapper. How old is he? Is he?
He's over 30.
Yeah?
He's over 30. I look it up.
Right.
He's got to be. Yeah.
I feel like he's kind of on the younger side. No. Oh no. 27.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I would never.
He's a character. Tekashi 6ix9ine's a character, and he's portraying a character. That's not him. Yeah.
Hector says Tekashi 6ix9ine sounds like a guy on the corner bitching about how his EBT card ain't working.
And then he gets on the phone. He's yelling at his mom, and he calls his baby
man.
mama. And then he's calling. Yeah.
I was just this shit happened yesterday. I'm in the store. I just went to get some Gatorade. This dude's yelling at the guy. He's yelling at the cash register dude, talking about this ain't ham. You trying to sell me something else? This ain't Boar's Head. And they having this back and forth arguing about Boar's Head. And I'm like, are you serious?
So the
This
guy
is what
thought
you
he
want to
was
go
telling
in the
him
bodega.
something, like, lesser value.
Yeah, and the guy's like, it's Boar's Head. It's he's Indian, so it's Boar's Head. And the guy's like, this ain't fucking Boar's Head. And I can't believe this shit. And I just paid my money, and I just walked the fuck out. Like, because then what happens is when some guy's yelling at the cashier, then they try to bring you in the conversation. Like, can you believe this shit? And I'm like, nope, I don't believe anything. I paid my stuff, and like I'm not going to get involved.
So I got to ask you, how much is a Gatorade at your local bodega?
A single Gatorade is $2. So
Oh,
I gave him
that's cheap.
$4.
What?
I gave him $4 for two.
That's cheap. Damn, I pay more.
Not
than
a
that.
pack.
No,
just
I
for
know.
one.
It's a Gatorade.
How much
That's
you paying?
Well, what's the
small,
size?
the small, the regular.
Oh, the
drinks,
little.
not the,
Okay. I'm getting like the 32 ounce.
No, no, I'm not getting 32.
Okay,
32 ounce. They
got
probably gonna ask for like $3, something like that.
Okay, that's
$3.50,
about
something
what. That's about.
stupid.
Yeah, that's what I pay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Yo, Aqua, you're not giving me my hot sandwich.
Yo,
Apparently, someone told me that you can get hot food on your EBT. I thought that was illegal.
I think they changed it in the last just calendar year, I believe.
Yeah.
You used to not be able to, but I think you can now. Yeah, you can go get your local bacon, egg, and cheese, the Aquay or whatever. Like, yeah, I think you can.
Well, actually, I need to apply. Well, probably won't get it. I know you get a few Lucy's, and I know they still do that. Well, I'm snitching on my own people. Never mind. On that note, they do all the things wrong.
Don't snitch.
Yeah,
don't snitch.
don't snitch. No, they don't do that. And because you'll get fined out the ass if you get caught.
Yeah, no.
Uh,
Remember back in the day before the cards, man, the food stamps, bro. You used to sell that shit. Like,
oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I was one time I think it was my neighbor she's like, give me this food stamp for your like cash, like, and I was like, nah.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll give you $50 in food stamps, but give me a 20. Give me a 20 or something. Yeah.
For some reason, I was young too, but I didn't put the math together, and I was like, nah, I'd rather keep my real money.
No, but actually, the food stamp, if you're gonna get groceries, that's better.
It probably wouldn't have been a smart move, but
yeah.
like, why she wanted my money, and I just got suspicious. Like I did that, the Fry from Futurama eyes. I was like, I don't know, and then I didn't do it. She was my babysitter. She's actually still around. I'm skeptical. So it is what it is. Listen. It was a decent list. We had some good rappers. If you get the top 3, they hold their own with everybody. Right? Like, I couldn't say No. Joey Badass
like,
could.
You mean?
I'm sorry.
Or
Joey
like,
Badass, Denzel Curry, Tekashi 6ix9ine. They can hold their own with all the other rappers.
With J. Cole and Kendrick.
Well, not Tekashi 6ix9ine, but Joey Badass, yes.
Nas is still making music.
Well, first of all, Nas was on Joey Badass album. So
Mhm.
you know, game recognized game, sir. But yeah, Nas coming out 2 days.
2 days. We're gonna have
I
to talk
don't know.
about that on Monday. We're gonna have to talk about that
Yeah,
on Monday.
yeah,
Yeah.
we go full
Yeah.
full breakdown. The moment
Yeah.
I think probably maybe out. I maybe up at 12 o'clock. You know, sitting here
I
Thursday night
will.
waiting for 12.
I will not be listening to it then. I'll be listening to it Friday afternoon. I'll listen to probably the album twice,
Fair
and
enough.
then I'll text you that day
Your
like, "Oh, this is fire." I hope I'm not saying like, "What the fuck is this?" Like, but we'll see. I
No,
mean,
it's not
you
that.
know,
But
I
I'm
doubt
just
that. I
showing that
doubt.
I'm a bigger fan of Nas because
Like, you're
I'm
gonna
going
wait
to
up
listen
till
to it as
midnight. You're a
soon
bigger fan.
as it. Yeah, I'm gonna listen to it, and I'm a bigger fan because I've heard it as soon as it came out. So
Good for you.
suck it. We'll talk about a loser. I'm sleeping. I'm with my lady. You loser. You sitting here listening to
Right.
another
He's over
man
there with a
at the
Dutch
middle
in
of the
his
night.
hand, listening to Nas. Like, all
Yeah,
right,
just sitting there
cool.
getting high, and my wife asked me when I'm going to bed, and I just ignore her. But on that note, guys, this basement's getting hot, so I gotta get the hell out of here. Thank you guys for coming through again. Another fun one with my buddy Pedro.
Always a pleasure,
And
man.
be good out there. Be cool. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace.